The bitch is back by popular demand, and the bitch is happy to be here. Hello, everybody. My name is Kobe Warner, and this is KOBLIZZY, but you already knew that. As per usual, we're going to get right into the song of the week. But before that, I have been absent for 3 weeks. I know, it's been 3 excruciating long weeks without you. I haven't been able to speak to you, haven't been able to tell you my favorite song. And so I'm very happy to be back. I was traveling and now I'm not. So here I am. And I just didn't want to like try to half ass an episode and I didn't pre tape any. And so I just didn't post. But a 3 week hiatus did me well because now I literally have so much to talk about. And so, yeah, as per usual, we're going to start with the song of the week. There's a couple. The first one is You Don't Wanna Cut If It's Not With Me. Hey. You don't get this love from nobody else. I'm the only one you know who take control. I know you know. Tori Kelly put out a new EPT. EPT? EBT? She put out a new EBT car, y'all. You should go check it out. She put out a new EP aptly titled Tory. And it is hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And this amazing remix of the first single. The first single from the EP was called Missing You. It's been a long. I was about to sing Charlie Puth. It's been a long night without you, my friend. How does the Missing You go? Missing you. Why did I just sing Charlie Puth? I have no idea. Anyway, it's been a perfect night. It's because it starts the same way, kind of. It's been a perfect night. Missing you was raining purple skies in my room. Me and I. And she put this R&B edit. Because the first one's more poppy. She put this R&B edit on the EP, like as a bonus track. 8. That's my favorite song. Besides Cut and besides Shelter and besides Unbelievable. I really like Unbelievable. Off the top of my head, or what are the other songs? You don't wanna cut if it's not with me. It's just such a hit. Like I don't even know. Alive If I Die is a banger. I mean, truly, every song's good. The other song's Young Gun. That's not my favorite, but I love all the other ones so much that we're coolin'. Like that EP is amazing. It's really a solid project, and I want to see Tori Kelly in concert in Atlanta. I tried to sign up, or I did sign up for the pre-sale the other day, but when I opened it, I was like 30 minutes late, and I fully think they had closed it already. So we'll see. But anyway, this EP is amazing. Love Tori Kelly, and the next song of the week is Angel by Halle Bailey. It's her first solo single. And it's so good. It's so good. And everybody's joking online. They're like, Halle just did not want us to be able to sing along with her because the chorus just gets really, really high. Like, gets really high. And I guess she just didn't want anybody to sing along. But it's like, it's a good song. It's like, it's very Halle. I really didn't know what the vibe of her solo music was going to be. I know Chloe and Halle music, but I didn't know. And I know Chloe music, of course, but I knew Halle probably wasn't going to go the Chloe route, and I knew she probably wasn't going to sound like Chloe and Halle, so I just didn't know where she was going to put her beautiful siren vocals. And she found a little niche for her in this like kind of it's pop, I would say, I would think, but it's like it's tailored to her. It's not a song that I think you would hear somebody else make. So Angel, it's a great first single in my opinion for Halle Bailey. So love that. And there's one more song of the week that I've been obsessed with, so I just have to mention it. Never can say goodbye. I never can say goodbye by the Jackson 5 is so Gorgina. And Little Michael was just singing his face off. When I went to New York City for Pride this year, Bella was showing me some older Michael Jackson songs that I didn't know, like "Blood is on the dance floor, blood is on the knife, da 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 do 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 do." That's a really good song that I just suddenly cannot remember the words to. But she was showing me that one. And like Chicago, na na na, finish Chicago, shut it up on my mind. That one's like a unreleased track, like it was released like posthumously, but it was a banger. And the chorus, da, 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 I don't know the words. Why am I trying to sing shit I don't know the words to? Just a goofball, just consistently silly. Anyway, but me and Bella talking about some of that like 90s Michael and then Chicago, which is like 2000 something. It made me go back and listen to little Michael music, like his first album, like Ben and The Greatest Show on Earth. And is that what the album's called? I know that one's called Ben, but is the other one called Greatest Show on It was the greatest show on earth. I listened to this music back in high school. I don't know if y'all remember this. When I was in high school, Zendaya had an app and she put all her favorite Michael Jackson albums like in a little story. Oh, Greatest Show on Earth is a song from Ben. So I'm just tripping. Anyway, Zendaya put all her favorite Michael Jackson albums on a thing on her app, and I went and listened to them. Oh, got to be there, got to in the morning. Oh, I wanna be where you are. Oh, I wanna be that song. I don't got to be there in a small way. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Rockin' Robin, do Rockin' Robin, and then they cover you got a friend. Like, are you kidding me? Hit after hit after hit after hit. And that's Michael Jackson's early albums. I'm talking about Jackson 5. Never Can Say Goodbye is, I don't know what album that's from. Never Can Say Goodbye. No. I never can say goodbye. Back in the day, everybody just covered all the same songs. So I'm like, damn, you search Never Can Say Goodbye with no artist and 25 people come up. Maybe Tomorrow. That's where Never Can Say Goodbye came from. Anyway. So I don't know if me and Bella talked about these songs. We're talking about some different songs, but our conversation prompted me to go back and listen to all this old Michael Jackson, and that's the T, honeybee. Never can say goodbye. The vocals were just so gorgeous back then because people had to sing because there was no auto-tune, so there was no processing. You just had to be able to sing on a tape recorder. So those are the songs of the week, and I have tons of pop topics to talk about. I don't know if I've coined the term, but that's what I'm going to say. It's not hot topics, it's pop topics. So lots of pop topics to talk about. But first, I must talk about the wildfires that are happening or that have happened in Hawaii. When you're watching this, it will have been a couple of days ago now, but oh my goodness. Over 100 people have died in a wildfire on Maui, and the entire town of Lahaina, I believe is how you say it, has been burned. And I read up a lot of articles about the situation and just about how it transpired, how it got that bad. And it's truly just devastating. It was a combination of a wildfire at one of the highest points of the island, if not the highest. I think it might have been the highest point of the island, but a wildfire starting up there in combination with like 80, 90 mile per hour winds that were coming from a hurricane that was in the ocean, an extraneous natural disaster. The winds were blowing at the fire and it blew embers, and the embers blew from where the wildfire was and spread, and then it was, very quickly uncontainable. Now, the first sighting of a wildfire, according to an article I read, was at 6 o'clock in the morning. And for 9 hours, the firefighters deemed the fire, quote, 100% contained, is what I read. And then, of course, it broke out. But the thing about fire is, again, this is all from articles that I read. I learned it can spread in a mile a minute, literally. So, the fire could be 2 miles away from you, and within a minute, it could be at your house. And so when people say, oh, it spreads like wildfire, that's not just an expression. Or, I mean, it is an expression, but it's an expression for a reason. Fire can spread fast. And so the thing about an island, when you're waterlocked, you ain't got many options. And if you ain't got time to prepare to evacuate, it's kind of like not everybody has a boat, you can't book a flight, out of the wildfire. And I read that they didn't sound the evacuation alarms because a lot of people would go to the highest point of the island because that's usually how they get away from hurricanes, or try. And so if they hear that alarm, they would think to go high. And if you went up high, that's where the fire was. And so I don't think they even sound the evacuation alarms. It's just a tragedy, but over 100 people have passed away, and a lot more people have lost their homes and their belongings and their livelihoods. And so I'm going to include some places you can donate in my link tree at KOBLIZZY.com if you would like to support monetarily. If you aren't able to support financially, I highly suggest you look up articles and do research and learn and understand, because I just think that we're going to be seeing a lot of these wildfires in the coming future with the way the environmental situation is. And so, it's important to be prepared and to know what to do, or know what they're going to tell you to do in the event of a wildfire. Obviously, I don't know where you live and if this affects your climate, but I'm like, shit, anything can catch on fire. Speaking of fire, and like I said, just a moment of silence for all the victims of the fire and their families. It's a terrible tragedy. And I'm sure very traumatic. There was like accounts of people being seen running into the ocean trying to escape fire, and that just sounds terrifying. It sounds like a horror movie. So yeah, deep sympathy. And like I said, if you can donate, do it. You can look up places on your own, or like I said, there'll be places in KOBLIZZY.com. With that being said, a related hot topic, not really a pop topic. Unfortunately, it's a hot topic, pun not intended, but the pun's there, because July, this last month, was the hottest month ever recorded on Earth in history, as confirmed by NASA. I saw that online a couple of days ago, so I thought I'd just let you know, if you hadn't seen that, it's hot as hell. And if you can't feel it outside, which I've been able to, it's hot as hell in Georgia. It's just hot. It's really, really hot. When I went home, I visited my hometown, like southern Georgia, more south than I live now. It was even hotter there. And then after that, I went up to Minnesota for my cousin's wedding, and it was a lot cooler up there, at least for the days that I was there. But baby, it's hot down here. Down south, we cooking. Go make some eggs on the sidewalk if you wanted to. So yeah, hottest month in history last month. It seems like that might be a trend too. So I don't know. It's like, I can't like say like, oh, like recycle your plastic bottles and, drive your car less and we're going to save the earth, because it's really like the freaking, the plants and the fossil fuel companies. Those are the people who need to get on board with we're killing the earth, because they make up for 70+% of all carbon emissions. Not us. And so, we can do everything we can and they're still damning us. And so I almost feel like my hands are tied, but all we can do is do the best we can personally and vote. Jesus, please vote. Vote. VOTE, vote. If you hear me and you're over the age of 18 and you're not a felon and you've paid your taxes or whatever you have to do to vote, please go to vote.org or whatever. Just register to vote and vote, please. Please, please. Also, felons should be able to vote. If felons have to pay taxes, why can't they vote? Also, my computer's dying, so pause. Play. That is so funny. I'm literally just going to edit all that. Pause, play. Anyway, hot as hell. It's hot as hell. Everywhere, apparently, on Earth. So, like I said, tons of pop topics to talk about. So, I mean, shit, I've been gone 3 weeks. I'm like, the world was not stopping for me. The world does not stop spinning because I went on a couple trips. The internet has been on fire with the most ridiculous of controversies. First of all, just to recap on Doja Cat, she's really doubling down on like this, I am who I am, da-da-da thing. And I don't know, I appreciate a unique artist. I appreciate edgy artistry. I remember when Lady Gaga dropped and everybody thought she was a Satanist with a penis. And I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? I was living for it, always. I love weird people. With Doja Cat, I don't quite get it all the way. It's not that I'm mad she shaved her head. She looks cute. It's not that I'm mad she shaved her eyebrows off. Good for you. I'm no drag queens. I'm not a stranger to no eyebrows. It's none of the things that she's doing that makes her alt. It's this, it seems like she either, really doesn't want to be famous anymore, or, even though her new song says she wants to be famous. And I love Paint the Town Red. I love attention. I think all of her art is fantastic. That's why I'm still talking about it. What I'm stuck on is what is her problem? I feel like she has a lot of aggression at the people who fund her life and her, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying she has to kiss the feet of her fans because they buy her music or stream it. I'm not saying that. But I also maybe wouldn't go out of my way to criticize them in a way that is like unkind. She literally was like, I mean, it was a good read. Like, if she was on the reading challenge on Drag Race, she would have won. But I still can't get over that tweet where she was like, "Oh, yeah, if you call yourself a kitten, please get out of your parents' basement and start helping them with the rent." Like, I mean, again, a read, but like a read, like a where's the fan? Where's the fan? That's a read, honey. But I just don't understand. Why is she so mad at those people? And if you are, like, for whatever reason, I just feel like she don't want to be famous. I don't really get that. I don't really have anything to, like, talk about. I just saw, like, she posted something on her Instagram story, like, yesterday. And she was like, watching people unfollow me makes me so happy because I know I'm weeding out the people who da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I mean, shit. The same way she says we don't have to like, which she's right. You don't have to like artists. You just listen to their music and you don't like them. There's a viral video of her saying that. I agree with that. But also, does not the same standard apply to your fans? You don't have to fucking like your fans. You don't have to like them. But I don't know if I would go out of my way to tell them that, just as a business strategy. I'm just saying. Anyway, Doja Cat. So, I mean, I'm Wendy Williams. Clap if you think Doja Cat's in the wrong. I think her sentiments are correct. We are not her friends. We don't have to like the people's music. We don't have to like the people that make our favorite songs. But we also, the same standard applies to her. You don't have to like the people that are streaming your music. But why are you going out of your way to tell them that? They're paying for it. You know, I'm just saying. Like, if I was a rich person, I would not want to continue to mess with my rich bag. Like, if I was rich, I'd want to stay rich. You know? If you're broke, you don't want to stay broke. If you're rich, you want to stay rich. Probably. I don't know why you wouldn't. Anyway, so that's not even on my list. I just saw that earlier. What I wanted to talk about is Beyonce coming to Atlanta. I just told y'all I was at my cousin's wedding in Minneapolis, which was beautiful. Congratulations, Chase and Stephanie. But that's why I went to the Renaissance World Tour in Nashville about a month ago, is because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it this weekend. So I didn't know she was playing Friday, Saturday, Monday. So I thought she was just playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a weekend, because everybody's saying, oh, Beyonce weekend, BTL, Beyonce weekend. So why are we flying home from the wedding on Monday after she played the Friday and Saturday shows? And she has a show Monday night. And I'm sitting in the car. My parents are driving us home from the airport. And I'm on Ticketmaster looking at nosebleed tickets, like last minute, trying to see if maybe there was a cheap floor one, you know, to see if, like, maybe I should show up to this Beyonce show just like last minute tonight just to like see the concert again, you know? And you know what? I was like, Kobe, like, there's been rumors about her going on another American leg of the tour. And I was like, Kobe, save your coins to see her then, da-da-da-da-da. I just talked myself out of buying a last minute ticket to see her in Nashville. I was like, Kobe, you just saw her. I mean, buying a last minute ticket to the Atlanta show. Night three. If you're a fan, you know why 3 is important. Big 3, night 3. So I'm like, shit, Kobe, you don't gotta go to night 3. You just saw her in Nashville a month ago in row 4, seat number 1 of the 100s. That's a good enough seat. You'll live. She's probably gonna announce another leg. Da 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 da. I'm just telling myself all this. Don't buy the ticket, Kobe. Don't buy the ticket. You just saw the show. Like, why would you want to watch it from the nosebleeds when you had a good seat? Like, just saying all this stuff to myself, trying to convince myself not to buy a ticket last minute to the Renaissance World Tour. Why the fuck did this bitch play the big 3, as in Dangerously in Love, Thick, and All Up in Your Mind, at night 3 in Atlanta, what I'm thinking to be a reward for the first 2 nights winning the Mute Challenge? Because they won. Tampa was loud as fuck. And I don't think anybody else is going to be as quiet as Atlanta until maybe Houston. Why the fuck did Beyonce played Drunken Love and Thick and All Up in Your Mind on night 1 in Sweden or Stockholm or wherever the fuck she was at once. And then she never played the sequence of those 3 songs again until Monday fucking night in Atlanta. I was so that I did not buy those last minute nosebleeds or whatever to when I saw that, whenever I saw it Monday night, Tuesday morning when I woke, whenever I saw that, I literally wanted to be like a straight man and go punch a hole in the wall. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding? Y'all don't know. If it's not an indicator about by how much I talk about Beyonce in this podcast, how much I love her. I love that lady from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. I love Beyonce. I love her. I love her. I love her. I got my Renaissance t-shirt. I should have wore that. I'm wearing Taylor Swift today. I just looked down and realized I'm talking about how much I love Beyonce with 3 Taylors on my shirt. I love Taylor Swift too, but I love Beyonce. Like, Beyonce is one of those people I don't think I could, like, if they said if you could only have one artist for the rest of your life and you can't have anybody else, who are you picking? Beyonce. Beyonce. Because I don't know, it's just like a special connection that I have with Beyonce. She's a performer, and I want to study her every move. She's one of those people that you never want to look away from her when she's on stage because you want to catch everything, you know? And you want to catch it all. I love her. Oh my God, I love her. So I was really mad that I did not get tickets to see her do the legendary whoa, 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 at the end of Drunken Love. It was really bad. At the end of Drunken Love, I was really mad that I didn't. But, you know, I'll live. But I probably will never see that sequence live. So that kind of makes my heart cry a little bit. There's 2 other things I want to talk about at the Formation I just said the Formation World Tour. At the Renaissance World Tour. Night 2, Candy, first of all, Candy and some of the Real Housewives like Toya and Kenya and Portia. Don't make me call Portia. Don't make me call Portia. We're at night 1 of the Renaissance World Tour, and they posted like a video on Instagram, and Kenya was killing me. Kenya, what's her name? Kenya Moore. She was killing me. She was dancing like this. She was like, can you see me? Can you see me? If y'all watching the video, YouTube, Spotify, she was like, and then she turned around and she was like this was her dance. That was her dance, but she was killing me. She was killing me. She was so funny in that video. I think Candy posted it, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, so they went night 1. What I wanted to talk about is how night 2, T.S. Madison was there, and she posted a video. She said, "Thank you for inviting me, Beyonce," and heavy on the inviting me, Beyonce. She posted a picture. She was there the same night Chloe and Halle were, with Candy. Candy went again night 2 with her kids, Kayla and Riley. She posted a picture with T.S. They all did. Candy, all of them. Chloe and them. Candy, T.S., Candy's kids, Chloe and Halle in the family section of the audience, like where Jay-Z stands, and Solange's son was there too, and Tina was there. Tina knows. Not Lawson, she's getting divorced. Tina knows. Wait, is her name Knowles? That's her married name. I wonder what her maiden name was. Because Knowles is Michael's last name, and Lawson's Richard's last. Anyway. Oh, also, Tina Knowles Lawson is getting divorced. Beyonce's mom's getting divorced. Britney Spears announced, or not Britney Spears, but like the press leaked that Britney Spears and her husband Sam are getting divorced. And apparently he's trying to get more money. He's trying to contest their prenup and say she owes him more. I knew he was shady. I just feel bad for her because I'm like, who can Britney trust? I just feel bad. Like, damn, I feel like she can't catch a break. And he's hot, but it's like, I knew he was there for money. I knew it. And then a couple weeks ago, she was getting punched by the basketball player. Like, are y'all serious? I mean, not the basketball player, by the basketball player's security guard. Or slapped, or whatever the hell he did to her. He just, like, backhanded her. And he didn't even turn around. It was crazy. I don't remember if I talked about that. But I'm just like, damn, y'all pissing me off. Stop disrespecting Britney Spears. Stop disrespecting my mother. I gotta be honest, I'm not one of those gay people that was like a huge Britney Spears fan. But when I was at Pride, Bella was putting me on some like old Britney Spears song. I mean, like I knew Circus, I knew Toxic, I knew It's Britney, bitch. I knew Work, bitch. But I really didn't like know that much more Britney Spears. I'm a slave for you. I knew that one. But Bella showed me like my prerogative. That's my prerogative. Oh my God. One that was my favorite. Bella showed me this a couple of years ago. It wasn't Pride, but Love me, hate me, say what you want about me. All of the boys and all of the girls are begging to if you CK me. Love me, hate me, but dumb to see what I see. All of the boys and all of the girls are begging to wait, I fucked up the second time. All of the boys and all of the girls are begging to if you CK me. If you seek Amy, if you seek Amy, fuck me, bitch. Anyway. I'm stupid. Oh my God, I'm stupid. That was funny. One more thing about the Renaissance World Tour. There's this video of Beyonce. There's one night she started and she was walking. It's during Energy. I think it's Energy. Anyway, she's walking down the runway with the dancers and they're like walking synchronized. And she didn't do her foot right. She was walking on the wrong leg. And so she literally went boom. Like she held back for a second on one leg to like get back on the right step. And it was just so cunty to see the video of. I don't know why. Because it's like she just fixed her leg placement. But it was so cunty. That's it. That's all I wanted to say about it. I've been watching that video over and over again. I bookmarked it on my burner account on Twitter. And I'm just like watching Beyonce skip, do a little ball change to get back on her leg. So she's synchronized with the dancers. She's just a bad bitch. I love her. And I'm heartbroken I didn't see her in Atlanta, even though I already saw the show. Like, I don't know why I'm so upset. I'm acting like I didn't get to go at all. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And now I want to talk about Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez got 10 years. In December, he was found guilty on 3 counts, 3 different... Ooh, there's a wasp outside my window. As long as it's outside, bitch. Because I'm not catching you outside. That's one thing I'm not. Stay away from me, America. Not messing with a wasp. Not messing with it. Anyway, Tory Lanez in December was found guilty on 3 counts, 3 different charges in the case about shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, having a gun on probation, etc. And he was sentenced last week, a couple days ago, and he got 10 years in prison, which he fucking deserves. You hear me? D-E-S-E-R-V-E-S, bitch, deserves. Oh, you can tell I went to music school and dropped out, bitch. They didn't have spelling. Anyway, he deserves that prison time, every inch of it. But now, all of a sudden, everybody want to come and act like they're prison reform activists. I'm not saying I don't support prison reform. I support the severe reimagining of the police system, and I also support prison reform. With that being said, Tory Lanez is not the time to take that stance, bitch. You can talk about that any other time. And then you want to talk about Tory Lanez shooting a beautiful, gorgeous woman in the foot just because she wanted to leave his party? And so he gets mad with his short little ass. Play with somebody else. I'm talking to you, Iggy Azalea. There's this lady that Black Twitter deemed Megan the reporter. Her name is spelled Meghann, period, Megan. Your parents said, let me add some letters. And she's a reporter, but since she has the same name as Meg, obviously, they called her Megan the reporter. And she is the one that she wrote an article. I signed up for her mailing list and everything. She wrote an article about Iggy Azalea, well, her dumbass. There was a little thing in the article talking about all the spellings and misspellings are direct quotes from Iggy Azalea letter, basically saying this bitch is dumb. Because Iggy Azalea was spelling shit wrong. She was leaving out apostrophes and contractions. I'm like, girl, you don't even need a proofreader, girl. We have the review spell check on Microsoft Word. Can you wake up? Anyway, you're writing a letter to a judge. Like, can you spell check that hoe? Even iPhones do that, girl. Anyway, it's like she's writing on a typewriter or something with her illiterate ass. I'm talking about I've never known him to be aggressive. And I'm like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That's like somebody getting essayed by somebody else. Say, oh, well, they didn't essay me. I've never known them to be that way. Yeah, well, that person did. I'm just like, also, why are we trying to act? Megan did not bring up this case. Megan Thee Stallion, not Megan the reporter. I'm talking about Megan Thee Stallion did not bring this case up against Tory Lanez. The state did. The state did. The state. Megan did not do this. She was called in as a witness. The state brought this case. So for y'all to keep coming at Megan Thee Stallion over a case that she didn't bring up because she got shot in the foot. She didn't ask for that shit. She didn't deserve that shit, and she didn't sue him for it, which she should have. She should have pressed charges and taken his ass to court and then sued him for defamation afterwards. Because him cutting up them horse legs in that song in that music video for that song, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Clap if Tory Lanez deserves jail time, bitch. Round of applause. Everybody's on their feet jumping up and down. He deserves to rot for that behavior. He's trash. You heard me. Moving on, let's talk about Lizzo's lawsuit. Girl, this is one I'm a little scared for, too. Like, as I pull it up, I want to bring up my news app. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't just feel comfortable even discussing this all the way. It's not because I don't, like, I've tried to understand it, but this one's different. Because while people are like, oh, Tory Lanez this, Tory Lanez that, I feel like I forgot to say something about him. But I didn't write it down. I'm like, that's my fault. If I didn't write it down, how am I supposed to remember? Anyway, people are like, oh, Tory Lanez doesn't deserve this for a crime that he committed. Like, you know, undeniably he committed. Lizzo, on the other hand, this is situations, you know, that we weren't present for. And you want to believe victims, but it's crazy for somebody like Lizzo or say Keke Palmer, right? Who's starring in a music video for Usher after Keke showed up to a Usher concert a couple of weeks ago in an outfit that her baby daddy deemed a little too revealing. So he took to Twitter and shamed her and said, put on some clothes, you're a mother. And then said, oh, I believe in traditional values and I'm the man of the household, while not being the sole breadwinner of his family. That Darius doo-doo head. Then, so Keke Palmer reclaims this narrative that went incredibly viral on the internet. And she does, it just got dark in here. I know that light got dark. And she does a music video with Usher for a song called Boyfriend. And then all of a sudden the internet turns on her saying she's corny. And I don't mean the whole internet. I mean like a lot of men, a lot of people supporting her baby daddy, which is ridiculous because not only did he say that Alton Mason should have just complied with the police in old tweets, but he also shamed her for an outfit, said you're a mother, and then said he believes in traditional values on the internet while not making more money than his wife and while not being the sole breadwinner of his family. And to me, that just seems like it's obviously loser behavior. And why are you putting this business on the internet and not speaking to your wife or your, excuse me, not your wife, your unwed baby mother, Mr. Traditional Values? Why are you doing this on the internet? I feel like there is no way that you can make me believe that Keke Palmer is in the wrong for this, especially when she never directly addressed him or the situation at all. At all. She never said a fucking word about him. I couldn't be Wendy Williams on TV because I cuss too much. I'd have to censor myself or they'd have to beat me. But anyway, she didn't do anything. She didn't do a damn thing. Nothing. Nothing. I can spell that one, bitch. She didn't do anything at all. At all, at all, at all. She never said anything about it. And then she does one music video capitalizing off the popularity of the situation while still not directly addressing it. She just says, oh, please, I'm a mother in the beginning of the video. Just, I mean, like, it's shade. Have y'all never heard of shade? I don't understand why everybody's trying to clutch their pearls now. And back to Lizzo. It just feels like, and to speak about the Lizzo situation also, the girls filed a case about her alleging things such as sexual assault, abuse, mistreatment, sex shaming from a dancer, choreography person other than Lizzo. Lizzo forcing them to touch a stripper's body at a club, like some serious accusations, as well as, saying Lizzo fat shamed them and talked about a dancer's weights in front of other people. And you have Lizzo, who's built a platform on love and positivity and has frankly convinced everybody, whether or not you like Lizzo, you believe she's positive. You know what I mean? And so then these dancers come out with very serious accusations that kind of floored me when I first read them. And then they go do an interview with TMZ and are basically like, oh, well, we just had a looming feeling of da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, well, you can't build a lawsuit on a looming feeling. And so with this Lizzo situation, I wanted to bring it up because I want you to know that I'm acknowledging the situation as a person who's worn Lizzo t-shirts in past episodes of this podcast. But I also, with this one, I just need more time. And I need more information because it kind of seems after the assault, after the lawsuit came out, I was like, wow. But after I watched the interview, I'm sorry to say it seems a little bit cash grabby, and I am very hesitant to say that due to the nature of the internet in its current state. And well, then you don't believe victims, and it's like, it's not that. I absolutely do. I just am a little confused by some of the things that the dancers have said in public about the case since the lawsuit has come out. And so I would just like to wait and have more information on this one. Tory Lanez, on the other hand, was convicted in December, bitch. This was just the sentencing. So, like, he's been guilty. So don't try to say, oh, but da 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 da. But what I was going to say about Megan Thee Stallion being a victim of a shooting, Keke Palmer capitalizing off of a situation without doing anything directly embarrassing to her baby's father, and Lizzo being a person who's capitalized off of body positivity, it seems like the fall from graces have been insane. Now, Megan's not involved with this because Megan is a victim. But back to just what I was saying about Keke and Lizzo, is that the public opinion of them, well, you know what, Megan does apply to this conversation. The way the public turned on Megan, a victim, turned on Keke, a victim, and Lizzo, you know, to be determined. But the way people hate Lizzo in silence, as soon as they had a reason to hate, oh, you have a lawsuit? Oh, people said you did something bad? I hate Lizzo. I hate you, fat Lizzo. Like Azealia Banks. Remember that video? She's like, I hate you, fat Lizzo. You're not stealing cupcakes thing. Azealia Banks is crazy. But like the way that they're so quick to turn on people on the internet stresses me out, dog. It's like, I know some people, like if Lizzo's truly guilty, she deserves the turning. But Keke Palmer didn't do shit. Megan Thee Stallion is a victim. And so it just hurts my heart the way some of these women are treated. And it seems the way that black women don't get any allowances for shit. I'm like, damn, black women, oh, Jesus Christ. The internet's a scary place nowadays. I'm not saying a lot of people don't deserve the canceling. I'm just saying there's a lot of hate campaigns for a lot of people that don't quite deserve it. Don't deserve it at all, in actuality. But staying Twitter is dumb toxic. I'm like, sometimes I think about deleting my little burner Twitter account. But then I go through withdrawals where I'm not calling that shit X. I keep calling it Twitter because that's what it's called. I'm not calling that stupid shit X. That's another thing. I talked about that already, but damn, Elon Musk is a dummy. He's a dummy. I think he's stupid. Sorry, I do. What else am I talking about? Rachel Zegler. Oh, so Rachel Zegler, she was cast in West Side Story, and then she did the Shazam movie, and then she's in the new Hunger Games prequel, and she's in Snow White that's coming out, the live action with Disney. And I used to watch her YouTube videos. She's from, Jersey, and she did musical theater in New York City. And I used to watch her YouTube videos back when she had like 20,000 subscribers, like way back in the day. And I just loved her singing. And so I loved, as you can imagine, watching her become this big star right before my eyes. It's crazy because I was back when she had a couple thousand subscribers, And anyway, so she did this interview where she said that she watched Snow White when she was a kid once and it scared her or something, so she didn't watch it a bunch. It wasn't one of her favorite movies as a kid. And a lot of people took that as, oh, she's talking shit about Snow White. Oh, so many people are more deserving. People who love the movie, da-da-da-da, ki-ki-ka-ka-ka-ka. And I remember she even talked about Shazam one time, and they were like, oh, how'd you like it? She's like, well, it's a job. And people are like trying to call her ungrateful and this and that and the otherwise. And I'm like, y'all don't understand that movie star shit is not nearly as glamorous as you think it is. I'm not saying I'm a movie star or anything. I'm not saying I've ever worked on any real big budget productions, because at this point I haven't. But I've done a couple of commercials here and there, and I've done a couple of modeling campaigns. I've done some modeling jobs, I've seen how production works in real time. And for those commercials, that is TV production. I mean, it's production. And it's just not what you think it looks like. And I'm sure, of course, with people like Rachel Zegler and big movies like that, there's more, you get budgets and you have PAs, people who assist you. Stuff like that does make your life easier. But the job is a job. It's a job. And I'm like, you can really love some project or really, have an emotional tie to some situation. But they're working. It's work. Like, they earn their money. I don't think it's not just you walk on screen and you say the lines and that's that. I'm like, it is kind of, but there's a lot more to it. You do it tons, over and over again. The set days are long. The dialogue's always changing, probably, unless you're filming in a writer's strike and there's no writers. It's a job. Like, I just don't understand why people are so mad at her. Like, get over it. I'm not saying it's the best idea to publicly say things like that based on how people are obviously going to respond. But just because she's saying it don't mean it's not untrue. Maybe it's inappropriate, but it's not untrue. I'm talking about the Shazam thing where she was like, oh, it's a job. As far as the Snow White goes, what did she say? She didn't watch this shit when she was a kid. I'm like, what's she supposed to do, lie? She's an actress. She's playing a part. Speaking of actresses playing parts, that Blind Side movie about that boy who gets adopted by a white family and gets the scholarship and he's da-da-da-da. That boy in real life, the guy that the movie was inspired by, has come out and sued the parents because they didn't ever adopt him, apparently, and they tricked him into signing papers that made them, as in the parents, his conservators, as in a conservatorship, as in Britney Spears. And that's not adoption, bitch. That's a conservatorship. So all they did was have control over all the money he was making. And that situation's fucked up. Like, I don't even have much more to say about it than that. Like, I don't think he's going to have any trouble winning that case in court. That's fucked up. Now, a lot of people on Twitter, however, are now trying to make it about Sandra fucking Bullock and the Sandra Bullock playing the part of the mother in the movie that's based on a true story. I'm like, first of all, hold on. The family in real life are messed up, but they were also liars who were convincingly lying to people. They're accomplishing what they were trying to do by lying. You know what I mean? Like, they lied and people believed them. Sandra Bullock was playing a part in a movie that was written by other people based off of these other people with research done by these people and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, Sandra Bullock probably don't even know these people. Sandra Bullock put on a blonde wig and showed up to her job. Speaking of what I was saying about Rachel Zegler, job. And now people are trying to say that Sandra Bullock should get her Oscar taken away on Twitter. I'm not even going to talk about this for very long because that's ridiculous. That is stupid. First of all, let her keep her Oscar. And second of all, it ain't got nothing to do with Sandra Bullock. Especially because her husband, or maybe not her husband, I think her long-term partner or something, since like 2016, he passed away a couple of weeks ago from ALS. So he passed away from complications of ALS that they had kept secret. And 2 weeks later, now people are saying she needs her Oscar taken away because some people in real life lied about abusing a child, essentially. And I'm just like, can y'all touch some grass? Y'all need to direct this energy to the people in real life, the people who knew what they were doing, not the woman who was playing a part based off of a script that she read that was written by somebody else that she committed to memory and then performed on camera for monetary value. Like, don't play with me, and don't play with Sandra Bullock. If you want to play with a white lady, go talk to... Who's outside? Hello? Girl, I'm jumpy. What was that? Okay, I guess nobody's there. I don't like when that door closed. I can't see if there's a boogeyman about to get me or something. Anyway, I was going to say, if you want to reprimand a white lady, go talk to Jennifer Aniston for trying to make everybody come at Jamie Foxx for being anti-Semitic when he was just quoting a expression that black people have been saying for decades, if not longer. She was a post on her Instagram story talking about, I don't support this anti-Semitic language. And I'm like, what was anti-Semitic, Jennifer Aniston? So then you have all these people coming to Jamie Foxx, a bunch of white people, for a phrase they don't understand. And the whole time the phrase is just a black colloquialism. He was like, if they would kill, what did he say? They killed Jesus, so like, why wouldn't they kill you or something like that? And she was trying to act like, oh, he said that the Jews killed Jesus, because apparently I learned throughout this process that is something that people will say to be like anti-Semitic towards Jewish people that they killed Jesus, which I didn't know, number one. But all these white people, you see how I just said the phrase "I learned" throughout the situation? That's what all these white people in this situation did not do. Because if they opened their fucking ears, they would have learned that what Jamie Foxx was saying was a black colloquialism. Well, they stoned Jesus. Why wouldn't they kill you? You know what I mean? Like, they heard, because Jesus was Jesus and you're just a regular guy. So if they're going to do that to Jesus, why wouldn't they do it to you? See what I'm saying? That's a thing that we have been saying. And all of a sudden, Jennifer Aniston, I don't even want to go too hard on that. I'm like, I like Jennifer Aniston too. So girl, why? What is wrong with you? Jamie Foxx just got over some life-threatening illness that almost took his life, literally. And then she wants to send the internet on him for being anti-Semitic when all he was trying to do was talk about one of his fake friends. That pisses me off. So Donald Trump got indicted again for the fourth time. This time in Fulton County, bitch. If you don't know, Fulton County is Atlanta, Georgia. That is my neck of the woods. And then somebody from the police chief, I watched a press conference. They were talking and they said he's going to have to take a mugshot because the other people have let him get out of taking his mugshot. But Fulton County said, honey, we are taking no prisoners and we don't give any special treatment. So Donald Trump getting his mugshot. I'm very excited to see what he looks like under that horrible lighting. Like, girl. Anyway, Donald Trump got indicted. That's all I was going to say. I'm just excited to see his mugshot. It was him and like 20 other people. And I'm sorry. I know it's for 2020 interelection. It's for 2020 election interference. But I just can't bring myself to read a whole article about Donald Trump anymore. Like, I'm so tired of talking about that man. I'm so tired of reading news articles about him. I'm so tired of hearing his name. I'm so tired of seeing his spray tan and his floppy, thin toupee. I am so tired of him and his big beer belly gut and his doo-doo golf shoes and his nasty little stank doo-doo booty. I am so tired of Donald Trump. So all I know is that he's getting indicted for 2020 election interference. This is his fourth indictment. This one's in Fulton County, and he got to take a mugshot this time. I just hope that they really can't jiggy wiggle his ass into the fucking Republican nomination. If he gets the fucking the Republican nomination, and we have to vote between him and Joe Biden or whoever else gets the Democratic nomination again in a fucking election, I think I'm going to cry and sob. And I think I might literally need to gather my funds and pack my bags. Because I'm like, girl, now what else is going on? Like, you know, like what else is there? What else is there to talk about? Like, can we get on with the show? I'm like, why do y'all want to be racist so bad? Like, why do y'all want to be homophobic so bad? Why do y'all hate trans people so much? What's the problem with immigrants? What's it about religious liberty? What is it about the separation of church and state? What is it about abortion, bitch? Why don't you believe science? Wee woo, wee woo. Like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? What's the issue? What is the problem? What is the issue? Anyway, moving on. Taylor Swift is projected to place 5 albums in the top 10 of the Hot 200 Billboard chart. And she would be the first living artist in history to accomplish this. Now, you can say whatever you want about that woman, and you ain't gotta like her, you ain't gotta buy her music, or lick her fingers. Why did I say that? But you have to admit that is incredibly and wildly impressive. That's impressive. 5 albums in the top 10 of the albums chart, bitch. Most people can't sell 10,000 records no more, much less put 5 albums in the top 10. Insanity. And that's next week's chart, I think. And like I said, it's just projected too. I saw that on Twitter, but their projections are usually right? What if I just said that and it's not going to happen? Maybe I just believed a random tweet. I'm kidding. It's true. Like 95% sure. Everything else was pretty well researched though. I read so many news articles before I made this podcast. Like, I literally came home from my trip. It's Thursday. I came home on Monday. On Tuesday, I woke up to take my episode, and I've been researching since then. Yesterday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday I was researching because I'm like, I had to read so many articles. There was so much factual information I needed to proceed with this. That's why I just gave up with Donald Trump. I'm like, I'm over it. Excuse me, I burped. My mom would say, "Excuse the piggy pig." So excuse me. What am I talking about? Oh, so the reboot of The Real Housewives of New York has been on for like a month now. I think they're on episode 4 or 5. And I'm loving it. Now, a lot of people in the Housewives community are not loving it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so The Real Housewives of New York did 13 seasons. And after season 13, they fired the entire cast, and hired all new people. And then just picked up again with season 14. And so it's a reboot, but it's still season 14. And so I've been watching it, and I love the girls. Like, to me, it just feels like a fun housewife show. I've seen Atlanta first, and then I watched Beverly Hills, and then I watched Potomac, and then I watched Salt Lake City, and now I'm watching New York. And so that's what I was going to say is, while I'm loving these new girls, I also don't have anything to compare it to because I hadn't seen the entirety of the original 13 seasons of The Real Housewives of New York. I haven't seen it yet. I am watching the first season, like, they only put out one episode a week of the new season. So I'm like watching The Housewives of New York now from season 1, and I like it, but I just feel like I don't understand maybe why some people were so resistant to the change. But I guess that's also because I don't have 13 seasons of relationships with them yet, because I'm only on the first season. So like I'll keep watching and see. But anyway, so that's all I was going to say now is that I'm watching the new reboot of New York, so season 14, but I'm also watching the old seasons from the beginning simultaneously. And yeah, love it. And I always love The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm always doing a rewatch of her because that show is just too good. And speaking of Atlanta, both Nene and Kenya have done interviews with Carlos King. Nene had a 2-parter come out, and then Kenya's, I don't know if it's a 2-part, but if so, the first part came out the other day. If not, the whole thing came out the other day, and I've watched about half of it so far. But I like watching them talk about housewives. There is no housewives girl that I'm ever gonna care as much about as I do like the Atlanta girls. Nene, Kenya, Portia. Don't make me call Portia. Or Cynthia. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. I like Phaedra, even though I know she's fake dra. She's Lydra, lying dra. Who else? No, they kind of take it from me. I'm not a huge Kim Zolciak fan, aside from "Don't be tiny for the party, whoa, whoa, don't be tiny for the party." Whoa, that's a banger. Like, literally, I'm not kidding. I love that song. Like, I'm full transparency, 100%. I love that song. After my third glass of wine, put it up to looking fine. The boys trying to get in line. Looking like a VIP, covered in diamonds and something. She ate that. Forget about... I know Candy wrote it, though. I mean, damn, Kim's stealing for real. Candy wrote the song, but forget about work and the stress of the week. Oh, I love Candy, too. I forgot to say her. I be watching the Speak on It on her YouTube channel like every week. I love Candy. So yeah, that's Housewives, and there's one little teensy weensy little baby thing I want to talk about. That was so stupid. I am so all over the place this episode. Chaotic. I can spell that one too. CHAOTIC. Chaotic. That's chaos, and chaos is CHAOS. I feel like I just need to prove I can spell now, considering I couldn't spell that one word earlier. Deserves. I couldn't spell deserves. You know what I learned the other day, you guys? Desserts backwards is what? Stressed. Desserts. Yeah. Stressed. So that's funny. Anyway, Addison Rae, like last year, Addison Rae, yes, I know I'm talking about TikTokers. Addison Rae last year, it's because it relates to Lady Gaga, of course. Specifically, this era of Lady Gaga. I'm beautiful in my way, because God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby. Why is this lint roller here? Have you been able to see this the whole time? That is embarrassing. Anyway, Addison Rae is apparently releasing a demo of this 2012 Lady Gaga, releasing a streaming, like, fully realized version of a demo, a 2012 Lady Gaga demo of a song called Nothing On But the Radio. And I just think that's crazy. That's all. I'm just like, how did Addison Rae get on a 2012 Lady Gaga demo 10 years later? Number one, and why did Lady Gaga not release a song that's this catchy? Number two, I just don't understand either of those things. And I just saw that online, so I wanted to bring you aware to it. Because I'm like, how did Addison Rae get a hold of this Lady Gaga demo? It's not even that's most shocking. It's that it's 10 years old. I'm like, it's this old deep cut demo. Who told you? Like, how did this happen? How did this manifest? And apparently Addison Rae's version has been leaked for like a whole year or something like that. And yeah, and now she's like just now about to release it or something. I don't really know. But I just think that's crazy. So I'll listen to it when it comes out. But I like the Lady Gaga demo. I'm a fan of Lady Gaga demos. Like the Art Pop Act 2 demos, like Cake Like Lady Gaga, and the one about I don't remember. I'd have to go on SoundCloud. I don't remember the name. Cake Like Lady Gaga was on here. Cake Like Lady Gaga. Cake Like Lady Gaga. Huh, I can't find it. I don't have SoundCloud on my phone. Maybe I'll talk about unreleased Lady Gaga demos next episode, because this one is coming to a close. I feel like I've been talking for years, and the light has literally changed so dramatically. So I feel like the sun has like traveled to another part of the sky, and that's how long I've been talking for. So I hope you enjoyed this return to KOBLIZZY. The bitch is back by popular demand vibes, and I will be back here next week, same time, probably, if I'm not late. And yeah, I'm trying to establish some sort of like posting schedule, like some sort of consistency. But y'all know me. If you stick around, y'all know me. So we'll see. But see you back here next time. You can watch any of episodes 1 through 44 while you wait for me, though. And I hope you think of me fondly when we say goodbye. Bye. Let me blow a kiss. I'm trying to make that a thing still. See you later, ho.